Good evening. This is Dr. Shekhar Reddy, Professor of Commerce and Head of the Department of Commerce in Government Degree College, Pakala. Today I am very happy to be associated with the Department of Posts employees, those who are aspirants of AAO, Assistant Accounts Officer, and request of the Mr. Chakrapani Garu. So I am here to have a discussion in detail about the trial balance and the bookkeeping. So bookkeeping is the process where the recording of the financial transactions. You all know that financial transactions. The financial transactions can be divided into different types. The transactions which are related to bank, transactions which are related to purchases, transactions which are related to sales, transactions related to capital and drawings, transactions related to discount, transactions related to assets. So these are the classification of the financial transactions. Now all the financial transactions to be recorded as per the double entry system in a book is called as journal. So these are the bookkeeping process begins. So the first and primary book of the accounting or bookkeeping is journal. From journal, all the transactions to be posted into the ledger. Coming to the ledger, so ledger shows different balances, and there may be debit balances and there may be credit balances. Some of the ledgers may be scheduled because the debit side of the ledger and credit side of the ledger, if tally or agree or match, then no balances to be carry forward. So now the ledger balances, whatever that should be carried forward to a separate statement, which is called as trial balance. Friends, now before going to talk about the trial balance, let me know the classification of accounts. You know, account is nothing but it is an alphabetically T shape. No, it is a ABCD letters which you have T. You know, that vertical form of the line which separates then account into two equal parts. This left side is denoted as debit side and the right side is denoted as the credit side. You know, debit, what does mean the double entry system? The benefit which increases to a business by way of an expenditure or by way of procurement of the asset is debited, and the expenditure which decreases the benefit through liability and all, that should be credited. So now the T shape which I am talking, as for the personal account comes, all the transactions which deals with the person's names, the names, institution names, and deals with the personal account. This personal account divided into three types: natural personal account, artificial personal account, and representative personal account. Coming to the natural personal account, it is an account which deals with the persons who is created by God, like all our individuals. And artificial personal account, the account which deals with it is an act which forms into existence. That may be a person who is created through act passed in the parliament. So which are all artificial personal account. Some of the examples where you can take it, our department to take it, Indian Postal Office, so it is an artificial personal account. And Tirupati Municipal Corporation, you take it, it is an artificial personal account. And Andhra Bank, State Bank, all this is an examples for artificial personal account. And next classification of account is nominal account. Friends, nominal account is nothing but an account which deals with expenses, losses, incomes, and gains. All this is to be, as for nominal account, expenses and losses to be debited. Let it be very clear: expenses and losses to be debited, incomes and gains to be credited as per the nominal account. And then real account. Friends, this real account deals with assets and properties. When you buy an asset, so when asset comes into the business, for example, in our Indian Postal Office, we bought maximum the computers for computerization, where computers, when we are buying, which increases the benefit. So computers is an asset, it is to be debited. When asset goes out, for example, any scrap of the computers or maybe the wastage when you sold it, the asset goes out, then it is to be credited. So now, I mean, real account says debit what comes in. In means entering into the business, and credit what goes out. So when asset goes out, it is to be credited. So this is what the classification of accounts as per double entry system. All the business transactions which may be related to the bank, which may be related to the capital and drawings, which may be related to the purchase of goods and sale of goods, which may be related to purchase of assets and liabilities, can be categorized into these three classification of accounts only, which is personal account, nominal account and real account. Personal account simply deals with the names, nouns, and a nominal account deals with expenses, losses, incomes and gains. Real account deals with assets. Now let me talk about the golden rules in double entry system. As for the personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver, receiver. So who gives benefit to us? For example, when you buy some of the product like a pen or a mobile, debit the receiver. When we receives the benefit, then it should be debited. Credit the giver. When firm gives the benefit, then it is to be credited. So personal account says debit the receiver, credit the giver. And nominal account debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. For example, we have a department, we are paying salaries. Salary is an expenditure, and we are maintaining a good office where electricity is an expenditure, and our some of the expenses like stationery, purchase of the pens or maybe purchase of the papers and everything, it is a stationery is also an expenditure. Electricity is an expenditure, salary is an expenditure, wages is an expenditure. This is to be debited. And incomes and gains, for example, when we constructed a 3-floor building for our Indian Postal Office, where we occupied only 2 floors and the 3rd floor is vacant. If you give some other purposes to outsider, there we get some rent. So that is called an income, rent received. Like rent received is an income, where we have good investment. That surplus amount where we do invest in government or some of the bonds, we get some interest received is an income. And if you invest some of the securities like a top 50 companies, so there we get some dividend on securities like shares, that is also an income. So any benefit we receive, we means here very particular, not an individual, it is firm. So then it is to be income. And the real account, the assets, whenever you buy it, because assets are coming into the business, that assets to be debited. When assets are going out, assets when it is go out, because ours is not the purchase of assets and the sales. Let me be friends, a business is where the prime activity is only purchase of goods and services, not the purchase of assets and sale of assets, right? Our purpose is only when you buy an asset, it is for establishment of the business. When you wanted to establish a business, you are buying some of the assets, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, computers. These are all for our establishment of the business. So such times assets comes into the business, that is to be debited. When you sold an asset, only when assets get expired means if you take for example computer, after 10 years or maybe after 5 years that get dissolved, then that scrap we are going to sell. So such a way assets can be sold. So when assets goes out, that is to be credited. So these are the classification of accounts, personal, nominal, real, and the rules of accounts, personal, nominal and real. Now let me take our trial balance. So in the bookkeeping process, it begins with posting of recording of the business transactions in the journal. Journal is called as a primary book, which is an original book. So which is recorded only the day-to-day transactions of the business in a separate book or a document, that is called journal, Journal. Journal is derived from a Latin word jar, Jour. Jar means which is a day book. After recording all this classification of the business transactions into the journal, that journal transactions to be classified separately into the ledger. So ledger is a document which is meant for the transactions which is already recorded in the journal to be classified separately, like all purchase transactions to be recorded in purchase book, sales transactions to be recorded in sales book, and bills receivables transactions recorded in bills receivable book, bills payables recorded in the bills payable book, only cash transactions to be recorded in a cash book. Likewise, in the ledger, the transactions which is already recorded in the journal to be classified into various books. This ledger shows some balances in the bookkeeping process. These ledger balances to be shown separately in a statement or in a document. It is called as the trial balance. You see, the wording itself says a trial balance because we are trying. What we are trying before preparation of the final accounts, that is the trading account, profit and loss account, and the balance sheet, which is the end documents in the bookkeeping process. So then we are testing the arithmetic accuracy. For this testing, we are preparing a separate statement which is called as a trial balance. This trial balance is a connecting link between ledger, the previous bookkeeping account, and the ending is final accounts. In the bookkeeping process, journal is the first one, ledger is the second one, and trial balance is the third one, and final accounts is the fourth one. So this trial balance is a connecting link between the previous one is ledger and the succeeding one is final accounts. Final, the wording again it says every business firm eagerly wants to know the results. That results may be profitability, that results may be solvency. Profitability can be revealed by the trading and profit and loss account, that is called income statement, and financial position can be revealed by the balance sheet. So to know the accurate result of the business, then what the ledgers we prepared earlier, before preparation of the trial balance, whether it is correct or not, to check that arithmetic accuracy, we are preparing trial balance. Let me friends, that is the meaning of trial balance. In preparation of the trial balance, whatever the balances revealed by the ledger accounts, that has to be classified into either debit balances or it may be credit balances. So the very simple thing for the balance carried forward from the ledger to trial balance is the ledger, you all know that. So ledger, there is a fixed pro forma. The debit side is 3 columns are there, credit side is 3 columns are there. Debit side date, particulars, and then amount rupees. Credit side date, particulars, amount rupees. This is the pro forma of the ledger accounts. When you posting all the transactions from the journal to ledger, ledger may shows friends either debit balances or credit balances. Let me explain about what is the debit balances. For example, in the alphabetical T shape, whatever the transactions you posted in the ledger, that may be in debit side or sometimes maybe credit side, then if debit side more than the credit side, that is called debit balances. Friends, cash book you take it, the cash book we show debit side only cash receipts, because when for example our IPO you take it, Indian Postal Department you take it, when we collect from the amount by way of selling of the stamps or by services, then we get amount that is called cash receipt. And when you buy something, so we pay the cash, that is called cash payment. The simple preparation of the cash book is cash receipts. That means when cash is coming into the business, that is to be debited. When cash is going out from the business, that is to be credited. If the debit side is more than, then it is called debit balances. If the credit side is more than, it is called credit balances. So when you take the first, which side is more? If the ledger debit side is more, take the total in the debit side and the same total to be shown on the credit side, and from the debit total you deduct the credit payments. Whatever the balance comes, that should be shown on credit side as the name of balance carried down. Balance carried down. This friends, don't be get confused. Debit balances should be shown on credit side as the name of by balance carried down. Credit balances should be shown on the debit side as the name to balance carried down. To balance carried down. So sometimes people will get confused whether this is a debit balance or it is the credit balances. Debit balances should be appears on credit side as by balance carried down. Credit balances should be appeared on debit side as to balance carried down. Then this balance carried down to be carry forwarded to next month as an opening balance. For example, cash book, you take it, debit side is more, then you have taken the total on debit side, the same total you shown on the credit side, and then balance carried down will appears on credit side as by balance carried down. This is for the month of January, you take it. And then next month is February, that by balance carried down to be taken for next month as balance brought down, stating that February 1st to balance brought down. Balance carried down is credit side, that brought down to debit side as to balance brought down. So here I wanted to tell one thing, why I focused more here. Balance brought down, which side is there in the ledger? Now in the cash book, the balance brought down is their debit side. So trial balance also this appears on debit side only. So we emphasize this. In the ledger preparation, which side the balance brought down is there, the same side you can post into the trial balance. This is where cash book. Take for example, maybe dividend received. You are preparing ledger account for a dividend received. Friends, I said dividend received as an income. Incomes expenses deals with the nominal account. Entire the bookkeeping follows only the small three accounts: personal account, nominal account, real account. These three classification of accounts furtherly speaks six rules only. As the double entry system says that in every transaction there are two aspects are there only. For example, you bought a pen, and you received the pen and you paid the cash. This is the double entry system says. Double entry system means in every transaction there are two aspects. One is the receiving aspect, another one is giving aspect. When we bought a computer or a tab for 15,000, when you buy a tab, you get a tab, and the shop wala gets the money. Money goes out from us, tab comes to us. In every business transaction, two aspects. One is receiving and another one is giving. This is the double entry system. Double entry system means there is a receiving aspect and there is a giving aspect. So that there is only two rules. One is debit, another one is credit. That's what debit rule and credit rule. Personal account, there are two rules. Nominal account, there are two rules. Real account, there are two rules. Personal account, what is the rule? Debit the receiver. When you buy a goods, goods is a receiving. So purchase account to be debited. Credit the giver. When you sold the goods, when you are selling other person is a giver. So you have to be credited. This is the personal account. Nominal account, only debit expenses and losses, credit incomes and gains.